Welcome back, Watch people. So in this packed edition of The Watch Show, we welcome the wonderful Kelly from On Her Own Time, who I met out whilst I was in Miami. We speak about Audemars Piguet's wonderful offer to replace lost and stolen watches, but is it quite what it seems? We catch up with Danny from Happy Jewelers. We get the latest from Spencer at BQ Watches, who, as usual, was on good form. And we speak to the organiser of the BQ Watch event taking place next month. That's Dee from Dee Time Love. But firstly, we have some news about a rather strange robbery that took place in Spain. That's all coming up, along with a little bit of my life's philosophy right now. So Danny, tell us the story about what happened to your friend.
Well, Paul, they come out, it wasn't last Sunday, but they'd come out for 4 or 5 days. But not last Sunday, the Sunday before, they were staying in Benidorm. So I had a little drive up there. And the previous night, he was at a bar and he had a Rolex James Cameron Deep Sea on, which I sold to him, funny enough, many years ago, because I've got the newer version of it now. And he was out in the town with some friends. We know for sure that he had the watch on when he was in a bar. The bar was called Chaplin's, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was called. And obviously, I went and see him on the Sunday, and he told me what's happened. But he left the bar definitely with the watch on his wrist. He walked from there to a kebab shop, and when he got to the kebab shop, the watch was gone. The reason we know that is we traced his steps when I went to see him on the Sunday, and we checked the CCTV in the kebab shop. It was quite late. He'd had a few beers. The only thing he remembers is there was 3 women and a bloke sort of messing around with him as he was walking back. There was a bit of a dark way coming out of Chaplin's pub. It was about a 5-minute walk. Nobody else stopped him. He doesn't remember anyone touching him, but the watch has gone between that bar and that kebab shop. It's gone. So I think it was definitely those 4 that were involved in it.
What nationality were they, Dan? Do we know?
I don't know. I think they certainly weren't Spanish. They wasn't English. I think they might have been like Eastern European, that sort of nationality.
So we definitely think that it was taken off his wrist in like a, like a sleight of hand theft.
Yeah, I reckon so. But he doesn't remember. He'd had a drink, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't drunk. He's not that type of person. And he's very clued up. He's not a silly person at all. He's not a person that would be taken very easily.
Yeah.
He left there, walked straight to the kebab shop. And by the time he got there, because we checked the cameras in the kebab shop and it wasn't on his wrist then. So that was the only sort of interruption he had on his walk there, was those 4, so 3 women and a guy.
Yeah, and there's no way it could have slipped off his wrist in any way. It's just not going to happen, is it?
It's a proper clasp, but it's it's not a sort of rubber strap or anything. Yeah, it's a serious wake-up call for him, that's for sure.
And for everyone else watching, especially as we get into the time of year when people are going to be going abroad from the UK in particular.
Yeah. You start to think, is it worth taking a cheaper watch? Another pal that was with him, he's got some nice watches and stuff, and he took his Tudor Pelagos because he was happy to think, well, it doesn't stand out so much.
Yeah.
And if something did go wrong, it's not like losing a 15 grand watch,
Yeah. Out drinking, bars, kebabs.
It was an expensive night out, mate.
Oh dear.
It was an expensive night out. Yeah,
so for anyone that's heading out that way, I mean, Benidorm, obviously one of the most popular places for Brits to visit during the summer holidays. So the message is, keep your eyes on your watch and, don't let anyone touch you.
If anyone sort of stops you, maybe make a fist. If you've got a clasp, make a fist with your hand, because it's a lot harder to slide your watch over a fist rather than. Mate, look, Paul, they might have cut the bracelet. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? He doesn't remember anything like that. He said he wasn't touched, but when we've analysed it, he had a photograph in the bar, so we know it was on, and he didn't have it on the CCTV when he went into the kebab shop, and they were the only people that sort of got in the way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been through it before. These people are very, very clever. And I remember meeting a magician who managed to take my watch off, and I don't even remember the guy touching me. He's just so clever. You know, that,
and you probably hadn't had a drink at the time. Do you know what I mean? It's if you've had had a few beers into it, and it, you know, you're not quite as acute that you normally would be, and it's seriously costly mistake.
So, on to a bit of good news, Dan. I gather you're coming over for the BQ Watch Do.
I am. Booked it yesterday.
Excellent.
Coming over and see the boys and stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing Spencer's new place. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
and
brilliant.
I'll be staying up there in the night and have a couple of beers. That'd be nice.
Fantastic, mate. So we look forward to seeing you then, Dan. Thanks for popping on and giving us the latest. What else is going on? Anything else out there in particular? Busy?
Nothing really, mate. The new restaurant we bought it just under a month ago. It's insanely busy. You know, I'm here. I feel like I'm here 24 hours a day. I really do. I'm still here now. I mean, it's 9 o'clock at night out here, and I'm still here. Although we don't open as a bar of a night, it's just, you know, we close. It's been insanely busy, mate. Yeah, really busy.
Good stuff. Dan, thanks, mate. Catch you next time.
Cheers, Paul. See you soon.
So guys, you know exactly who this is. We are in, where are we? Bubba Gumps?
We're at Bubba Gumps.
Bubba Gumps.
Bayside Marketplace.
Biscayne Bay.
Yeah, we're on the Biscayne Bay. It's called Bayside Marketplace in Miami.
What have you made of your week in Miami? Have you enjoyed it?
I've spent more time on the beach than I planned, but it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a nice getaway.
Romans was good the other night, wasn't it?
Oh,
put a lovely dude, didn't he?
You know, I was excited to see the team and see all my friends. I did not expect it to be as fun as it was, but there were some great watches, some amazing jewelry. I have a very extensive Christmas list now, but I think that just the whole evening was incredible. Incredible.
Show us what you're wearing your watch tonight, Kelly.
Yes, I am wearing my Zenith Chronomaster. This is my favorite watch in my collection.
It looks fantastic on you. I've got to say, it looks really, really nice.
Thank you. This is my #1 favorite in my entire collection.
And your better half, he's sitting over here determined not to come on camera, but he's wearing the root beer.
He is wearing the root beer.
There it is.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what did surprise me at Roman's event was the sheer the value of some of the watches. Did you see that $4 million RM? Did you see that?
Yeah, oh yes. I mean,
crazy piece.
There was a comment of how much money was in that room. I can't imagine.
Not just in watches, but in his clients as well, right?
Clients, the things that people were just wearing on their wrists, but in the cases especially. I saw watches that you see pictures of, so it's incredible to get to touch them, to see them in their glory.
What about you? It made you feel quite poor, actually.
It's one of those, I listened to a conversation of someone considering buying a Richard Mille, and I just laughed. Because I consider buying an $8,000 watch. This guy's over here hemming and hawing about 6 figures, and I need to make some different decisions in life.
Well, listen, being a watch lover is not all about how much you can afford to spend, right?
That's true. Because even if I don't get to own them, I can appreciate them. I can appreciate the people who have them and they get to enjoy them, and the opportunities they get to see them. That's enough for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same for me. I mean, there are people at the upper end of the collecting scale, the lower end, the middle end.
Yes.
I consider myself to be like a middle class collector.
Right.
And when I go to an event like that, I actually realise that I'm a lower run collector.
That's how it feels.
I'm only in the watch world. I'm only just one step above a G-Shock collector, right?
Yeah, I have a good collection, but I think that's what's important at the end of the day. We don't have to own them to feel validated. Yeah. We can appreciate that we get to see them, that other people get to enjoy them, and that makes me happy.
Now, I'm sure most of you guys know exactly who Kelly is, but if you don't, her channel is On Her Own Time. Get over there, make sure you subscribe. She's a great girl, knows her watches. What was the best watch that you see? If you could have taken any watch home this week that you've seen, what would it be?
I learned of a new one. and it was actually an Audemars Piguet millinery watch.
Millenary, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was oblong. I had a great conversation with Dave from Luxury Bazaar about this watch. There is a screenshot of it on my phone right now, and that will become the new fascination.
So someone might need to be getting there, putting in a bit of oversight. He's going.
Yeah, this is a great. We have it recorded.
Was that for me or for you? Was you saying to me?
We have it recorded. It's going to be on the internet. Everybody, yes, it's not like this, so that Pete buys me the AP.
Where do you see the watch market heading and watches in general for the rest of 2023? I mean, we're nearly halfway through the year. Things seem to have picked up a little bit. The mood around the watch business and the watch arena seems to be a little bit better. Where do you see it moving for the rest of this year? And what are your plans as well for the rest of 2023?
As far as how I see it moving, I don't think we're going to see anything crazy change, nothing too volatile.
Yeah,
it's going to continue to do that fun little up and down that we occasionally see. So I'm not sweating about it, I'm not getting upset about it. We're going to see a lot of consistency with the up and down. As far as where I am going to be with my watch collecting, we're pausing right now because I'm focused on adventures. I want to do things and not buy things. That means also enjoying what I have. And I've got a hell of a collection, and I don't want to overlook these pieces that I have. It also might mean culling some of the herd, but we'll see.
You have to do that now and again. Every now and again, you have to have a little cull. What about your channel? Are you going to...
Yep. So this has been a conversation. I took about a month off of Instagram and refocused my mindset, and I'm ready to get back to making content, not just on Instagram, but really building out that YouTube.
Yeah, we need to see more of you on YouTube, Kelly, definitely.
I've got some ideas that I want to put out there that are just, it's my personality, how I like to approach the whole watch world, and add in my flair of whiskey, occasional cigar. So yeah, we'll see some of that coming out soon.
Have you been working with any of the other girls recently on YouTube? Because there's a fair few of you now, aren't there?
There are, and I'm so excited. I haven't worked with any of them directly, but I would like to. I've been in conversations about seeing some more girl gatherings. My best friend, she's active on Instagram, so I would love some opportunities for her and I to have some conversations.
You and Brittany would get on really well. I need to put you and Britt together. You would make a great team, I think, didn't you?
Yep. I told her, I said, I'm either coming there or you're coming here, but we need to get together.
But you've spoken, yeah?
Oh yeah, I love Brittany.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
We need to get you together. In fact, you could do a weekly show, couldn't you? Show us how it's done properly.
Yeah, I would. That girl is phenomenal.
Britt, give us a shout. We'll get you. You're already in touch.
Oh heck yeah!
You need to do it.
Yes.
It's been great meeting you in real life for the first time. I feel like I've known you for years, and first time we've ever met.
Exactly.
I really appreciate you coming on, and have a safe trip back.
Thank you, Paul.
We're off. In fact, we're not off actually. We're going off for drinks now. So
we are.
See you later, lads. So Saturday, head home tomorrow. We've had a fabulous week in Miami. It's been truly marvellous. Everyone's made us so welcome, and it's been another level. But I wanted to talk to you guys about other levels. Look at the size of these boats, unbelievable. And you know what? All week I've been surrounded by glamour, money, beautiful people, the glitz, and it's very humbling. I've had probably, I don't even know how many people have recognised us, come up to us in bars, in hotels. You really make them feel quite special, and it's understandable how some people let this sort of stuff go over their head, and they become people that actually they're not real anymore. And talking about not being real, I've been surrounded by a lot of people this week, a lot of nice people, but there's also an element of, I think, people losing sight of what life's truly all about. You see, we look around at all this wealth, and some of these people are not as rich as they think. I don't mean financially, I mean as a human being, as a man, if you like. You know, here I am on Miami Beach, and to be honest with you, all I'm looking forward to tonight is going home to see my beautiful wife, my lovely grandchildren, and just being me, just being Paul again, go back home. It's always nice when people come up and say hello to you, but I will never ever let all this crap go to my head. Just want to be the person that I've always been, and I'd never want to change. We've been to some dinners this week with some very wealthy individuals. Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, multiple millions, billions in some cases in the bank. Riches beyond your average everyday man in the street's dreams. But I was sitting at the dinner table last night smiling away to myself while they were talking about their multiple £1 million watch collections and their Ferraris and Lamborghinis in their garages and their boats that are costing them, you know, 10 grand a month just to moor up. And I'm thinking, you know what, shit, really, I'm the richest man at the table here. I've got my health, I've got a beautiful family, wonderful friends. Many of you are watching right now, and yeah, I reckon I was the richest man at the table last night. Not in wealth necessarily, because I know how to make you feel like a pauper, but sometimes in life it's not about what you got, right? It's about what you give and what you've done for those around you. So for all of you guys out there that watch YouTube, like I do, we all watch the glitz and the glamour, and that's what gets the clicks and the views, and I get that and I understand that. And people sometimes pretending to be what they're not, or embellishing the stories and who they are. Well, good luck to them. That's fine. But don't ever let me go down that route, guys, right? That's never going to be me, I promise you that. I have a different set of views on life and a different set of beliefs, and it's all a bit of fun, right? I get that, and to some degree I've got to take part, because without the glitz and the glamour you don't get the clicks and the views, and your channel's a waste of time. But I always want you people to know out there, because a lot of you guys have been with me since day one, and I always want you to know that what you see with me is what you get. Look at this, some of this stuff is just mental. Look, lovely, very nice. But are they happy? Probably. But that was it really, a little bit of philosophy if you like. So don't sit at home watching YouTube thinking you're missing out. Don't sit at home watching YouTube thinking, oh, if only, and look at what he's got, look at what they've got, and I haven't got this. Let me tell you something, lads. You got lovely kids, a lovely family. You got your health. You're already very wealthy, and never forget it. The rest of this stuff, it's a bit all smoke and mirrors, really, a bit incidental, right? Yeah, it's nice, but it ain't the end of the world, and it never should be. But I can't say it's not fun, guys, right? Kev's been nice to be away with all week, been fun as usual. I've missed Spencer and Gav. Never quite the same coming away without the boys, but hopefully we'll be bringing you some more trips later this year. We've got lots of fun stuff planned. As I've said in my live streams, I just bought a motorhome which is going to feature on the channel. A few lads' weekends away, should be fun. But yeah, we'll just keep pumping out the content, hoping you guys enjoy it. And appreciate you all watching. We are meeting Kelly and her husband Peter. Kelly from On Her Own Time this evening. We're gonna nip out and have a few drinks. And it's been a great week. Big shout out to Eddie at Wrist Aficionado. What a fantastic dealership that is. To Roman, of course, for inviting us over. You know, made us feel so special. You know, Roman doesn't need me, let's face it. What does he need me over here for? I'm nothing to people like Roman. I'm not significant in Roman's world, but he's the first on the phone to invite me over, even offered to pay my hotel bill. I mean, how nice is that? There's nothing in it for him. He's just a solid guy that hopefully knows his good people. Arik, super friendly. Carlos at CRM and Charlie, always good to go and see. Lovely family. It's been a great week, but it ain't quite over yet. Right, let's get back for a shower. Pull Kev out of his bed. I think he's gone back for a nap. And see what this evening brings. Well, is it a case that Audemars Piguet and major watch retailers and manufacturers around the world have been watching this channel for the last 2 years, have been taking notice of everything that I've been saying? Or is that just wishful thinking and actually they're suddenly starting to notice that sales are dropping, demand is falling, and that they actually need to do something about watch crime and watch theft to help themselves and not to genuinely help us out here in the watch community? Let me know what you think, because this week Audemars Piguet announced a new program that they say will help keep its timepieces on collectors' wrists and out of the watch thieves' pockets. The Swiss watchmaker has guaranteed that it will repair, refund or replace any damaged or stolen watch purchased from them from one of their boutiques in the years 2022 or 2023 for a period, of 2 years from the initial date of purchase. This was reported by Bloomberg initially. Now, this is reportedly the first time in horological history that a major watch brand has initiated such a service. But how does it work? Well, if a watch is stolen, the client must first provide proof that they purchased the watch from AP themselves. They will then have to provide a photograph of the watch and, of course, its serial number, as well as a police report regarding the theft. All fair enough requirements, in my opinion. AP say that once they're satisfied, they will either refund up to $73,000 or offer a replacement for the stolen watch. And if the watch in question is no longer produced, the client will be provided with a similar model from the current lineup. And it's very much worth noting that any models that have been resold will not be covered under the new plan. Surprise, surprise. AP say that we've listened to our clients and we have to look at what's going on around the world right now. AP CEO Francois-Henri Banahemius told Bloomberg, "We have important cities around the world in Europe and in the US that are not as safe anymore." Well done, Sherlock. I've only been telling you that for the last 3 or 4 years. So firstly, I have to say, look, genuinely, I do mean this. Well done to AP. Look, any initiative, any step forward in the right direction is a step forward, I will admit that. But I genuinely think that there's more to this than meets the eye. I was out in central London last week, up and down Bond Street, up and down Burlington Arcade, where normally if you chucked a stone, when it fell, it would be in danger of hitting a Rolex or an AP. And do you know what, guys? I didn't see one single luxury watch of any brand on anyone's wrist the entire time that I walked up and down Bond Street and through Burlington Arcade. There is no question of a doubt that people around the world, particularly in the big cities, in the areas of danger, are indeed taking their watches off their wrists. And I believe that the big Swiss watch manufacturers are starting to notice this. They're starting to notice a dip in sales. They're starting to notice a dip in demand. And I think they're fully aware that some of the blue chip, the really high-end watch brands, people are now deciding that they are too dangerous to wear. And whilst I think this is a reasonable offer from AP, does it really help anyone out there in the watch community? Does it really keep anyone safer? Well, absolutely not. First of all, if you have to apply to AP to have a watch replaced, you've already been robbed. That's the bad news. And of course, we all know that probably 70 to 80% of APs that are initially sold are flipped straight away, therefore alleviating AP of any liability, because it says quite clearly models that have been resold are not covered under the new plan. So this offer isn't quite as special as it seems, and it wouldn't surprise me for other major watch brands to follow suit, offering such, to me, somewhat meaningless plans in the near future. Look, AP know full well, because they're supplying them in the first place, that the vast majority of their watches are flipped pretty much immediately. Like I say, that relieves them from any future liability. And whilst this is a step forward for any genuine victims, the truth is that if we revisit this again in, say, 12 months' time, it wouldn't surprise me if AP haven't had to pay out or lay out for a single watch. And neither does it deter the watch criminals. In fact, I think this is actually going to open up a whole new world of watch crime, watch fraud attempts and scams that AP are probably going to regret, and going to start to learn about what happens in the real world of watch stealing. Look, Richmond this week have also announced that they're producing their own register of some kind for people who have bought watches from them to register their watch in the future. Again, I applaud any effort to make us in the watch world safer, but as usual, guys, they're all missing the goddamn point, being totally out of touch with reality and focusing on themselves and their own brands only, and not us as a watch community in general or as a whole. That's every one of us watching this video, right? Now look, as many of you will know that watch my channel at least, Digital Watch Vault is being launched very soon. The world's first and only genuine platform that is truly all-encompassing, has no bias apart from looking after everyone, every single brand, every dealer in the world, whether they be independent or whether they be authorised. And of course, that means you and I, everyday watch people right around the world. And on that note, if you've had a watch lost or stolen over the last 20 years, or if you're interested in being involved and the first to experience what's going to take place over Digital Watch Vault, please visit digitalwatchvault.info today, where you can register your watch, your stolen watch right now, or you can register your pre-interest for when the vault is actually launched. Now look guys, I don't want anyone out there to think that I'm knocking AP or indeed Richmond for trying to help make the watch world safer. What does annoy me is that it's taken years of people like myself reporting on watch crime, watch criminals, the heartache, the violence, the robberies, the street robberies, the home invasions, and yes, even the murders, before they start to pay us a little bit of lip service. Look, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to try and help you. To me, it's all BS. We'll see exactly how much all of the watch manufacturers, all of the retailers, will see how much they care when Digital Watch Vault is finally launched, up and running for everyone right across the world. There's no excuses for any watch manufacturer or any dealer anywhere in the world not to be a part of Digital Watch Vault. And for the major watch manufacturers right across the world, Digital Watch Vault will be being offered to them absolutely free of charge. So then we will see how much they really care. If they really care about you, about me, about home invasions, about violence, about robberies, they will all join Digital Watch Vault in the world's biggest, the best, the most inclusive, the most encompassing, the biggest game-changing platform that has ever been unveiled in the watch world. That's coming soon. Then we'll see how much they really care, or if all this is just a ruse to keep the wool pulled over your eyes to let you think that they're actually doing something. We'll see.
All right, everybody, there's some very exciting news in the watch industry. For the first time, we are going to be giving watch enthusiasts and watch collectors the ability to wear their watches feeling safe and having the security of it. A good friend of mine, Paul Thorpe, and his team have created a company called the Digital Watch Vault, which is all based around a blockchain that allows you to register your watch and prove ownership of the item that you have. When an item is sold, you can actually transfer ownership to the next person that buys it But the most important and key thing about it is if, God forbid, your watch is stolen or somebody takes it off your wrist, you can actually report that watch with the serial numbers. If a watch is sold down the road, you will get the alert of your watch being sold, and you can contact local authorities to actually retrieve that item. I don't know why, and this company or something like this was never created, and with the technology, Happy Jewelers is fully on board, and all of our watches will be in the vault.
So do you want to look at that brick so I can't go and make some money?
Well, I
You
do
wanna
want to
look
look
at
at it. Yeah, I do want to look at it. Don't get selling it until I've had the opportunity to turn it down.
Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is.
So I'm back with the man himself. Spence, I've waited all day to get 2 minutes with the Godfather.
You understand? We're
What's been
busy.
going- Have you missed me?
Of course I've missed you.
Yeah, I actually have missed you a lot, mate, to be fair. We're used to seeing each other a couple of times a week. I haven't seen him for about...
But I did meet you for a pizza.
Yeah, we had a quick pizza. So tell me, look, come on, what's been going on? How close is it now?
Look at the state.
I know. He said to me before I went on camera, do I look scruffy? I said, well, you always look scruffy. No one's going to know the difference. Good.
Paul, what can I say? I mean, it's non-stop. Obviously, we're busy here, preparing the new site for the show, which is looking incredible.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to do. Some nights I go to sleep. I try and go to sleep. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And I end up going over
What
there.
time was you over there this morning?
5:20.
5:20 this morning. You're working till, God knows, you're burning a candle at 3 ends, aren't you?
Look, I've committed to doing this for everyone, and there's a lot to do.
Oh, not for you. There's nothing in it for you.
Nothing for me, exactly, for all of you people. So we're going to make it happen.
I've got to be honest with you, mate. It is, without a doubt, the biggest, what's the right word? The biggest, obviously it's going to be the biggest watch venue, but the task that you've taken on is, every time I see it, it makes me realise the amount of work. This is like almost like building a block of apartments.
Exactly. There's so much detail. It's not only from the safes to the desks to the computers, the lighting, security. It's endless. And someone said to me, I said at the beginning, oh, we won't get a project manager, I'll just deal with it, because I've only got to tell him anyway. Biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah,
I should have had you project manager.
I'd have been delighted to have been project manager, but you never asked me, Spence.
Next time.
Anyway, listen, tell me first, let's talk about watches for a little bit. I don't even know if you know anything about watches, because you've been so busy being a site manager.
Go on, what do you need to know about watches?
Well, what's going on at the moment with the watch market? What's it like?
It's pretty steady, should I say? Yeah. Well, look, you've seen the team here today.
They're all on the phone.
Yeah, they're all on the phones.
Yeah.
There's plenty of posts going out. There's quite a lot to do. I would say more sort of the medium stuff.
What about prices? Are they
prices are
leveled
pretty
out?
steady?
Are they going up,
I would
down?
say
What?
you're probably more to the 10, 15,000 than the bigger piece. Although we do sell bigger pieces, there's a lot of stuff that's on commission as well. So now I feel people are being a bit more realistic with pricing.
Yeah.
Things sell. And we've said this, Paul, anything at the right money sells.
So what about prices in general? Because obviously we had that dip and then we saw it sort of steady out.
I think it's about plateaued out.
But has it moved upwards, sideways?
I wouldn't say it's moved upwards. I'd say it's sort of steady. But where you do see adjustments, if something's been listed for 2, 3, 4 months and not selling, the reason is it's too high.
Have you seen any of the new models yet?
Bimetal GMT on the Jubilee.
I saw the all gold GMT in Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really nice. Very retro looking, but I like that.
Yeah.
Haven't seen anything else. I've been told that the new titanium Yachtmaster is going to be made in very, very low numbers. So I think that's going to be really hard to get.
It's typical, isn't it? That's a watch that I've said I wanted.
Well, funny enough, that's a watch that everyone's saying they're looking forward to seeing, and it is the watch that I've been told by very, very good sources within Rolex.
Do you like titanium? We've had this
I'm not a lover of the metal,
Said.
but having said that, I've got a titanium and gold Ploprof. But because there's gold in it as well, and it's a heavier metal, it balances it out.
Sure.
In general, I'm not a lover of the
I actually really
lighter
like
watches. Yeah, well, really interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, all the reports that I'm getting is that is the one that's going to be the hardest to get.
So you've seen many things coming forward?
No, not at all. No, I mean, I've been told again from a very good source that the new watches now are going to start to come through towards the end of the.
What I always find is
May,
we hear nothing, and then suddenly
they come out. I think towards the end of June.
Yeah, I'd say it's normally July, September-ish.
Yeah, towards the end of June, I think you're going to be seeing them hit the streets. You're going to probably find them on the grey market. I mean, this is another topic that we've been through a little bit lately, Spence. Is that I'm a little bit confused at the moment because I've got a lot of viewers that tell me they can't get anything for love nor money from their ADs, and I've got another set of viewers, albeit much smaller in number, who are telling me they're getting watches regularly. And what that's really kind of telling me is that the ADs, more than ever right now, are picking and choosing who gets a watch.
I think it's probably about the same. The difference is there's more people trying to flip certain things, and there isn't the money in it.
Yeah.
Things that are going at around list money.
Yeah.
So if something's going at list, there isn't a profit in it.
Has anything gone back under list, Spence?
Oh, there's a few things. Oyster Flex, Sky Dwellers.
What, under list?
Under list. Yeah.
Wow.
Again, because the demand's there, the watches are becoming available, and the supply's there.
Yeah.
But the demand for the watch isn't great
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
to drive it over.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and we say this all the time with everything, that if something's priced correctly, it sells.
Yeah. I noticed you wasn't on the show on Monday, on the live stream.
I was over here till
I know
9
you was
o'clock.
working, but did you see the background that Gav used?
I did, and I've got to have a word with him about.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, my kids have been having nightmares ever since. So I'll try and pop a little picture up of the background.
What can I say? I mean,
have you had some funny phone calls since that went out? So look, we've not got long to the show. We was talking to Dee earlier on. Dee's actually going to be on the show coming up after this. Talking to Dee earlier.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I can't see me sleeping over the next 2 weeks.
You're looking
Probably
forward to it,
go
though.
around the clock.
You're looking forward to it.
Yes.
It's going to be immense, and it's going to be a great weekend.
And viewers, if you haven't signed up, don't forget to sign up, register on BQ Events, so you can come to the show. But it'd be great to see everyone.
And lastly, before I let him get back to work, what else we're going to get up to this year? Because we've not seen as much as we'd like to of each other.
We are going to do some
We've
stuff.
got to get up to some bits later on in the year, haven't we?
Yeah.
Don't forget, I've got the motorhome coming. We could nip down to the Munich Watch Fair, and that'd be a good week, wouldn't it? That'd be a
as long
good
as you
video.
pay the fuel bill. Yeah.
What else can we do? We're going to do a bike ride, aren't we? You're coming to Newcastle, right? He's coming to Newcastle, guys. Don't let him get out of that one.
Yeah. That's end of July.
End of July, yeah. Okay. But hopefully we'll get up to a few bits and pieces, get the new BQ HQ open, and then we can get back to normal, hopefully.
Fantastic.
Today we're at the Red Line, just a stone's throw away from the new
90 yards
BQ HQ, which is looking absolutely fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the wonderful event we've got coming up.
Well guys, if you haven't heard already, on the 10th and the 11th of June we have the BQ Watch Show. Partnership with my firm A to Z of Watches is going to present the first BQ Watch Show. And I've just done a calculation, Paul, of all the brands. If you include all the brands, not just the watch brands, but the lifestyle luxury brands that are going to be attending, we've got 37, I think, brands altogether.
37?
37.
Can you give us a quick rundown of who we got
I
coming?
will do. Talk about our media partners and our sponsors. So we have a new sponsor, guys, I'd like to announce, the Digital Watch Vault.
Yep.
Thank you for sponsoring the event.
My pleasure.
Really
Our
appreciate
pleasure,
your
I should
support.
say, our
Fantastic.
pleasure.
We've also got the Fit Factory coming down, Chris Evangelou, who's an actor, a British actor, stars in the Gentleman film. He's actual former professional boxer. He's actually Intercontinental World Champion, but he's making a comeback at the end of June as well. He's going to be opening the show with Lucy Cheesewright from Watch Pro, who's also sponsoring the event as well. We've got quite a few distributors coming down, the Broad Agency, Mode 9, we've got obviously the Digital Watch Vault. Let's go through the brands that are exhibiting.
Yep.
So we have the Bavarian watches, Fine Watches Berlin, Watch Pro, Isotope, Strudo, Underdog, Duckworth, Elliott Brown, Aquastar, Squally, Out of Order, Cased in Time, Cabin Master, Arctic Cabins, Hydropool, Fit Factory, Zero West, Atawak, Venezianico, Sega Design, Boulder, Triton, Urban Hard & Co., Time Travel, Icopod, Giuliano Musuli, Bianchi, Chapek, Sirens, Fragrances, Greggy Boy's Firm, Emil Traoré, Epos, Diamond Specialist, Boomberg, G. Musuili, and Clock 2. Just a moment, wow.
That's some list.
That is some list. Because I've been very busy dealing with everybody.
And
it's going to be mad.
I'll say this, because obviously all my life I've been dealing in mostly Rolex, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
when I went to the show,
World Time, yeah.
When I went to World Time, I think I can honestly say I had my eyes well and truly opened to what I've potentially been missing out on all those years by really ignoring some of these smaller brands. I mean, the level of craftsmanship, the effort, the work, the love, care and attention. I mean, even if you don't end up buying one, right, you got to appreciate what these guys are doing and enjoy looking at them.
Look, we're going to have a real wide range of watches. There's going to be something there for everybody. So
every pocket.
Every pocket. So I'll talk about the planogram of the setup of the show. So on the ground floor, we're going to have the micro brand corner, where Watch Pro is going to be. They're sponsoring the show. We're going to have brands like Studio, Underdog, just to name a few that are going to be downstairs. You go up onto the first floor, then you've got a real broad range of watches, Boulder, Squally, Zero West, Sega Design, Atawat, Venetianico, Urban Hard & Co, just to name a few. There's a lot of brands going to be up there. Then if you go up onto the second floor, we've got the luxury quarter where you've got the brands like Chapek, Cyrus, Bianchi, Epos.
Price range, what are we talking about?
Right at the top of the tree, you've got prices of £250,000 pounds sterling for 2023, and they filter down right down to £300 sterling.
So really, there really is something
there
for
is,
everyone,
there is. So probably the most common price range will be anything from £500 to the £2,000 spectrum, but there is something there for everybody. And if you're there to see some of the inventory from BQ Watches, just book an appointment with Spencer, and you can maybe get a deal on the day as well.
Alex is coming down as well.
Yeah, Alex is coming down from Perpetual Time. He's bringing his microscope down. He's going to be in the luxury quarter, and he's going to be doing close-up shots of those new Chapeks and Cyruses on the big screen.
I'll tell you where you might have to put that microscope. You might have to put it in Spencer's pocket, see if he can find any money left after all these.
Honestly, he's got like an army in there.
I can't believe he's got about 30 workmen in there today, decorating.
And he's all delegating, isn't he? Telling them what to do and all manner of things.
I think he's given up being a watch dealer. He's become a site manager.
He's a civil engineer, site manager, project manager, architect, interior designer.
All joking aside, fair credit to him. What a project he's taken on there.
It is. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a local lad as well, but when Spencer told me his plans, you have to believe it to see it. It's one of those ones. And my firm, A to Z Recruitment Solutions, has got another sector called A to Z of Watches, where we specialise in the recruitment in the watch industry, but we also hold a lot of events across the UK. And me and Spencer got together, and it was like a marriage happened, like a partnership. Like it just suits all of our needs, and it's going to be great. And great to see you, Paul, on board Digital Watch Vault. Thank you for all your support.
Appreciate that.
Great to have you guys on board for future events as well. And this is not just a one-off event. This is an ongoing thing. This is going to be a watch community hub for you guys, the watch addicts, the watch enthusiasts, the watch collectors. Whether you like pre-owned or new, we're going to have loads of stuff going on here. There's a lot of lifestyle brands as well, like Cabin Master. Greggy Boy's going to be down with his fragrances as well. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great weekend. Look, guys, just a couple of quick things that I want to point out. First of all, parking, eating, hotels. You've got everything that you could possibly want here. This is the Red Lion, which is
90 yards
literally
away.
just a short walk away.
We're going to be here a lot of the time.
Right? We're having an
after party at after 6. We're all going to be heading at the Red Lion. I've spoken to the owners. I've told them expect a good couple of hundred people here. It could be up to 300-400 people, at the after party. We're going to be here. You can get your food here. But if you want to book food, you will have to book a table so you don't miss out. You don't want to be disappointed.
But again, there's plenty of restaurants.
Yeah, there's loads around here.
Anything you want is here.
Yeah, to give you a lot of the geography of the area, it's literally one straight high street.
Yeah.
So as you walk down from the station, we're opposite the Radlett station. And Radlett station is only a 30-minute ride away from King's Cross in Euston station. So if you want to get into London or you want to get a bite to eat in central London or anywhere else, you can go there and come back, no problem at all. But if you're coming by car, what I will suggest, the Radlett station parking is quite expensive, but if you go down to Budgeons, there's a car park with 200 spaces, and it's £6.50 for the
whole
day,
day.
but it's free after 6:30.
Yeah.
So if even you wanted to come to the after party, you could just park up there or get a train or whatever.
Leave it there the night if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could leave it in the night. What you could do though, if you really wanted to get naughty, and I saw some on the board, you can always go Watford Town Centre. There's got a real wide selection of
any
clubs.
of our lot would ever
you know,
get
and it just
naughty.
like if you need any advice or guidance, just come and find me. Don't be afraid to say hi on the day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Me and Paul are
absolutely.
going to be here. Even Tim Wright's flying over from New
I
York.
believe so.
The king of live streaming. That'll be interesting to see what we get up to in the after show. Try and keep it, you know, sweet. We want to be able to do this on a regular basis. We've got 6 events planned, and put it this way, we're going to have a different brands all the time coming down at the BQ Watch Show. So what we want the BQ events headquarters to be, every time you look in your diary and you've got a free weekend and you want to do something that involves watches, there's always going to be an event, something going on at BQ Watches.
Yeah. It's the community hub, really, isn't it?
It is, that's the objective. I mean, when me and Spencer got together, it just sort of clicked. We thought, look, we can do something.
I think this is one of the things, Dee. Everything that we're all about,
Yeah.
myself, Spencer,
Yeah.
we're all about the community, all about
yeah.
friendship, all about trying to get together.
Long-term relationship. We're not.
Exactly.
We're building long-term relationship. I think it all started at World Time, didn't it?
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
you came
yeah.
down to the show. We got talking.
We hit off immediately, didn't we?
Yeah, we just got. You know, it just like a perfect marriage. We're in a honeymoon period still.
No, to be fair though, I mean, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, mate, I mean, I've always said that one of my philosophies in any walk of life really
Yes.
is to surround myself with good people.
Yeah,
you know, and
me too. Yeah.
You're definitely one of them. Spencer's like golden.
Oh, he's literally the golden child of the watch world, isn't he? At
He
the
is
moment, I
really,
mean,
to be fair,
saved
yeah.
a lot of people the consignment with Watchmaster as well. That's a really big deal.
Well, do you know
I mean,
what? I was listening to I can't even remember who it was the other night, but someone was saying that, that was, the fact that he helped a lot of people, saved a lot of people, it was really just a business move. Let me tell you something now. Those watches were heading for administration.
Yes.
And they would have taken owners, I don't even want to guess how long it would have, anyone that's been involved in anything like that in the
Could
past.
have taken a good year or so to get your watch back. Yeah.
At least, if you were lucky.
Yes.
So I think that's a little bit unfair to say that it was just a business move. There was another element to it as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and even like what we're doing now with this watch community hub, we need something like this in the UK. Let me be honest with you. It's like we just have to go to an AD. You can't do anything there. You have to either buy or you're out the door sort of thing. So unlike other areas of the world, there's always something going on watch-wise. We don't have that over here. It's not like it's like a car meetup. That's what I want it to be like at BQ. So I'm bringing all my contacts down to BQ, and we're all going to be exhibiting here. It's going to be one big family. There's going to be food and drink on the day as well.
And the big thing is, this is the big thing, Dee, and this has always been part of my vision. I know it's part of yours. This isn't Basel World. It's not Watches and Wonders where only the selected few can come, or you've got to have a special invite from someone.
No, everyone is welcome.
This is about everyone being welcome, everyone treated the same, everyone treated with the same level of respect, care and attention, and everyone is as important as the next person.
100%, Paul. I mean, look, there's no discrimination or anything like that. With the brands, I did look carefully. I wanted to make sure everyone felt welcome. Yeah, so that's why we've split the rooms up. So it opened people's eyes to things that maybe they weren't sure about. Get it on your wrist for the first time, and who knows, you may decide to purchase that timepiece. But we're here to help the brands out as well.
Exactly.
Most importantly,
exactly,
we're looking to grow.
And on that note, if any of the brands watching this want to have a little bit of airtime on my channel, give me a shout on the day. I'll be more than happy to come and feature your brand on the channel. Hopefully, give you a bit of nice
Well, we've got
exposure.
interesting video coming up, haven't we? We've got me, Paul, are going to be doing videos with Shapik, Cyrus, Pianche as well, just to name a few.
I'm looking forward to that.
So we just confirmed the final dates of that. We'll have the Devoy group as well. Andy, who's ex-Zenith, a marketeer for the Swatch group as well. All fun and games. We've got Oracle Time coming down to cover the show. They're calling it the UK's largest watch show.
Well, it will be, won't it?
Yeah, in terms of brands,
it will be, and it's only going to go on, hopefully, from strength to strength. Right, guys, if you haven't already got your tickets, visit the BQ website. What's the actual address?
You can go to the BQ Events website and go directly, just go to the events section, exhibition.
What's the
it's
address?
www.bqevents.co.uk. That's www.bqevents.co.uk. See you guys soon. But what I would say, don't worry, people are saying to me, Dee, it's only a 1 hour slot. We're doing it in hour slots to make sure we can fit all the people in, yeah? But don't worry, if you've got an SR code, you're in there for 2 hours, come to the Red Line or any of the areas, local areas.
It's all going to be one happy family.
Yeah, we're all going to be mainly
party.
here.
Yeah. We're mainly, a lot of the time we're going to be here at the Red Line, so there's going to be loads to do.
You can come back anytime.
Loads of people to speak to. And one other thing that I always try and throw in, Dee, if you're coming on your own and you're worried that you haven't got anyone to speak to or anyone to socialise with, please come up, introduce yourself. Let us know that you're on your own, and we'll make sure we look after you, and we'll make sure that you'll be with other people who maybe have also come on their own, so that you don't feel left out. That's the last thing.
I've got one important thing as well that I forgot to mention. Obviously, if you've got your SR code, you can come in anytime, even if your time slot is over both days, right? But make sure that you've got photo ID in order to get in. For security and insurance purposes, we need photographic proof to say who you are is really who you are.
Don't forget that, guys.
Yeah, so driver's license or something like that. Any sort of photographic ID will be great.
We ain't got that long to go now, mate. I
No,
can't wait.
2 weeks.
I'm really looking forward to it.
So you'll be able to smell the paint, the fresh liquor paint. You know, hopefully it would have dried by the time the show starts. But
I'll tell you what, he'd have us with a set of
I think that's what the next thing is, isn't it?
Right, guys.
Take care, guys. I'll see you on the 10th and the 11th of June.